Well, welcome back to the Texas Daily. In our next Daily Viewpoint, we're talking about an upcoming event at Cowboy Stadium called CAMO. And here to tell us more is CAMO's creator, Houston Cowan. So welcome, Houston. Thanks for joining us.
Jeff, it's great to be here, and thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Oh, we're glad to have you. I guess it's going to be a great big event this weekend, right?
It's going to be a great event, but interesting enough, it's not about the event. It's about our last 9 months of coming here to this Dallas-Fort Worth area and a 100-mile radius of this area as a community, and I'm anxious to talk with you about it.
Well, tell us about CAMO. First of all, what does it stand for? What is the idea?
CAMO is evolved out of a nonprofit called Challenge America, and CAMO Dallas is Challenge America Military Opportunities Dallas.
Okay.
And my organization in Colorado has been working with military for the last 12 years. But we found that community was the answer when we talked to families and service members of what do they really want when they come home.
So the idea is military members who are transitioning off of active duty and returning to their home communities.
That is correct.
And creating linkage between the services that are available to them.
That is
correct.
Right?
Okay, so what's the key? What's the secret to doing that?
Well, the secret is we've got a country that has been in two very long wars since 2001, and we have sent men and women to war, and they've come home to the community, and so many programs have come out of this last 10 years. But unfortunately, the community, they do not work together. And so our simple mission is connecting military and their families to resources in their own community.
Is this a one-shot thing where you connect all these people at the Cowboy Stadium event? What happens after that?
Oh, it's a great question, and the answer is no, it is not a one-shot. There are 5 states in this country that compose 40% of the nation's 24 million military veterans and active duty, and Texas being the largest, and California, Florida, North Carolina, and Virginia. And we sought out a community that's already working, connecting resources to the military and their families. Now the community here is a 100-mile radius of Cowboy Stadium. Reason being that a military family will drive 2 hours to a job, to a home, to resources.
Or to a Cowboys game.
And thank you very much, and they will. And so we went from Tyler to Marshall to Waco, and from the smallest towns to the large metropolitan areas, and found that this area is already working. People complain about what's not being given to our military, but I will tell you, the model is here.
Well, give us an example.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
What do the military families think of what you're trying to do?
Well, they love it because this is not about charity. The simple message is community, not charity. From Rotarians, we have challenged 140 Rotarian clubs in this community area to go out and seek one military or family member to come in, and from that, jobs are found, resources are found from there. There is an incredible coalition, the Veterans Coalition of North Central Texas. It's over 200 organizations that work from one in particular. Jeff, you mentioned you're a former Marine. No, you're always a Marine.
Always a
Sorry,
Marine.
boy,
That's right.
I stand to be corrected.
Yeah.
But they work with only homeless Marines in this one area. And there's about 40 that they work particularly with. And our goal has been, and we found it, is to connect them with other organizations.
So give us an example of what are some of the primary needs that these veterans are asking for when they transition out of active duty, and what's an example of how you're connecting resources?
Well, it's very simple. There's 3 main areas that over 1,000 families we worked with have said across the board. And first and foremost is just to come home and a job.
Yeah.
Now, a job meaning they want to train for a job, they're willing to work for a job, and honestly, as you know, there's no better employee than someone that's been in the military. And secondly, a home. They don't want a free home. They don't want any charity to be given a home. But I will tell you, they are looking for the ability to afford a home And many of the financial institutions right here in your own community have allowed that to happen. And the third area is a transition from a military community to truly come home to the things that we all do. The PTA, the soccer on the weekends, if you're disabled veterans, if you adaptive soccer on the weekends. There's ranches all around this area that are providing hunting and fishing for adaptive wounded warriors that are here.
That's interesting.
And seeking it through social media, through technology, by putting in your zip code. You're no longer looking to get a quote gift to go to Colorado to ski, to Vegas, to Disney World. You just want to come home and be with your family. And it's been working here, and we just want to duplicate it, and we want others to drink what all of you are drinking right here. And,
So what's going to happen this weekend? How can
Dr.
people?
Oz is going to
Oh,
be
yeah,
there.
Dr. Oz is
Yeah.
there. Amy Grant.
Well, it's
Vince Gill.
well. Here's where I will start. On Friday, a pretty incredible event is going to happen at Texas Rangers Stadium, and it'll be one of the largest groups of women of the military are getting together for a retreat. And the purpose of that is not what's the issues of women of the military, meaning combat service women, mothers, daughters, but one of the first female prisoners of war from Desert Storm,
Can
General.
people still sign up for this? We're running out of time, as I understand.
Sorry,
but-
well, let me jump
Right.
to Saturday. But Friday is just for women of the military. But on Saturday, Dr. Oz is having his 15-minute physical, which goes from 8 until 4 o'clock. And any military members can go on droz.com.
How do they
to
sign up? droz.com?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Okay.
At 10:30, we are bringing together the top organizations in the country.
Wonderful.
For a symposium. And then at 4 o'clock, we're opening a family fun fair on
Great.
the field
So it's
for the
all day
kids.
long.
All day
All
long.
day long. And Vince Gill and Amy Grant. and
Wonderful
a spe-
entertainment. Houston, thank you
Yeah.
for
And
being
it's
here.
free.